Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. So, I'm a little bit late, but I did watch Star's show regarding some comments that Fat Joe made. I did not see a full clip to get the entire context of what Fat Joe said about foundational Black Americans, but he did mention them specifically on Math Hoffa's show. And the reason why I don't care to do any further research is I'm going to tell you a little bit later in this conversation why it doesn't matter. But his comments were directed to foundational Black Americans. I did hear him say that. I did hear him say these broke, people. And even from the clip, I don't necessarily think that he was talking about all Black people. And I just think he's talking about a specific group. And I know the conversation is leading towards, hey, we should strip Fat Joe of certain things for him making these comments, that he is not allowed to say these comments because he is, Latin, he's brown, and that he's not Black. And also, I saw conversations leading towards the fact that he shouldn't be able to say the N word. Fat Joe is from New York, and I am from New York, and a lot of people who are from New York grow up in a very diverse kind of setting. We are used to Latin, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. Those are our brothers and sisters, to be quite honest. We grew up together. A lot of those relationships, friendships, are the norm in New York. And that's why people like Cardi B use the N word, because she's our sister too. So I don't think that Fat Joe necessarily has any kind of negative connotation when he says these things, because also they're treated just as bad as well. The same things that a lot of Black people go through. Fat Joe is not, he's not, you know, he's not separated from that. He goes through it too. Now, the reason why I think, even though I get why some people are upset, and I get this stance that, people who are outside of the culture shouldn't say the N word, and why his comments are not welcome, why, maybe it seems like he should not be speaking on certain things. Okay, there's something that's in the Black culture that I think if we are going to get upset at everyone else for making certain comments and saying certain things, that we need to correct ourselves. I'm dark skinned, and I have a kid. My kid is dark skinned. And through rearing my child, or even for myself before I even had a child, I've never made a joke or commented making this comment of, with your Black ass. This is something that Black people say all the time to each other as a joke. With your Black ass. That's for one. Calling each other the N word, degrading each other, but saying it as a joke. I remember a few years ago at a job, there was this Caucasian girl who was dating a Black guy. And in conversation, me and her we had befriended each other, and we were cool. We would take walks together and things like that. And she was telling me about her boyfriend, and then she was also, just out of nowhere, she was like, yeah, that she can take a good roast. Like, she can, I guess what I'm trying to say is, she thinks that is a part of the culture, for us to belittle each other, degrade each other, and making a joke or having jokes with one another is one thing. But when the jokes are demeaning, and I think Black people do that a lot, and other cultures try to learn about us, right? In order to get along with us, they try to learn about us, is what we don't understand. I think some people don't realize that other cultures, they do want to learn about us, right? They do want to help us to feel comfortable by learning about us. But I think a lot of times what is not understood is that when those people are learning about us, We should not be demeaning each other and teaching them that this is how we talk to each other. And then they say, oh, okay, this is how you act black. This is what it means to be black. And so let me chime in on it, right? And that is what has led to, that is what I believe has led to other cultures, other races, and other people talking like this about us. So I don't really care about the comments that Fat Joe made, because I don't think that black people talk to each other in a respectful tone to begin with. We make a lot of, well, I don't want to say we, I don't condone it. You know, in my house, I don't condone that. But there's a lot of demeaning things. And I think if you want to go really, really deep, making fun of, making jokes out of each other and clowning. Black people used to be entertainment for white people back in the day, slavery days, right? They used to have us in the zoo, you know, as freaking props and, you know, for entertainment, you know. And hey, at the drop of a dime, you're supposed to make a white person laugh. So I don't know if that's the reason why it's deep rooted into the culture. As it's not deep rooted for me. Let me just make that clear. But I'm just saying it's an observation as something where, oh, if you're black, this is how you're supposed to act. Oh, I can take a good joke. I can take a good roast. And it's not something that I condone, and it's not something that I do, whether it be with black people or white people, right? Because you're teaching people how to respect you and how to treat you when you talk to, or you allow people to treat you like that in front of other people. So I don't think that anybody needs to take a stance against Fat Joe. And it's because within the culture, we teach others how to treat us. And I don't think that, you know, we treat each other right in the first place, than to, you know, try to tell somebody how to treat us. So what do you guys think? That's my stance on it. I hope I explained that well. Thank you for tuning in.